Performances for a new production of Cat on a Hat Tin Roof begin on Friday, but expect a fresh take on the well-known play. Take a look.
Rick?
Did you say something, Maggie?
I was gonna say something. That I get lonely. Very.
Everybody gets that.
Living with someone you love can be a lot lonelier than living entirely alone if the one you love doesn't.
Would you like to live alone, Maggie?
Okay, it's just a taste of what's to come, everybody. So here to tell us more about the upcoming show are two cast members, Alison, Fraser, and Matt D. Rogatis. Good morning, Matt and Alison. Good to have you both here.
Yeah, great to be here.
Pleasure
Thank you.
to be here. Thank you for
Big
having
week.
us.
This is all the rage. I was reading a whole bunch of things about this because you guys are back for this limited engagement because it's so popular. So congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a classic winning, Pulitzer Prize winning show that dates back to 1955, right? So for so many people who may not know, Alison, tell me a little bit about the story and how it's really transcended time.
Well, it's a family drama with actually a lot of humor in it too.
Sure.
And
A dysfunctional family
A dysfunctional family.
Relatable.
Yeah.
And I think that it is a timeless theme because what family doesn't have its ups and downs?
Right.
Now, granted, because it is Tennessee Williams, these themes are very, very large.
Right.
But I think that anybody can relate to what's going on in this and
Yeah.
hopefully get over it.
Yeah, it's fantastic, the words that are used to describe this show. Sizzling, hot at times, you know. So Matt, kind of walk me through some of the topics that are touched upon in the show, right? We know greed and desire are
Yeah.
part of the themes.
Well, I had a mentor say to me once, there are no new sins. And, you know, we're bringing it into a modern context, but the themes all remain the same. I mean, there's repression, there's whispers of homosexuality, there's greed, there's desire, there's lust, there's all kinds of controversy with a possible will. I mean, I know plenty of families can probably relate to when there's a will and everybody trying to get a piece of the pie. There's adultery, there's suicide, there's a lot of dark stuff. But then, like Alison said, there's also humor in it, and it's Tennessee Williams, so you know it's fantastic.
Yeah, and so, you know, Tennessee Williams, 1955, Pulitzer Prize winning show, but like I said, it's transcended time. But with that said, this production takes a bit of a modern twist, right? We've kind of brought it into this century. How'd you do that?
Well, how did we do that? I think that, Matt, you should take that.
So that was a decision made by you know, the production team and the director Joe Rosario, and we kind of just put all the characters in a DeLorean and we moved them into the year 2023. And I think what people are going to be able to find about this production is that it's all still so relevant. You know, we got rid of all that flowery dialogue. You know, like when Maggie comes in, one of those no-neck monsters hit me with a hot butter fist. Like, that's gone, you know?
Okay.
And and we're speaking as you and I are speaking right now, but it's preserved. Everything that Tennessee Williams wanted in that play is in this production, and it's still relevant, and we're opening it up now to an entire new audience, a younger generation.
The words are still there.
The words are still there.
The no-neck monsters, you do still hear
Yeah, we have not changed the dialogue.
The dialogue hasn't changed.
But
the approach to the dialogue
the approach
has changed.
and the delivery,
it's much more
it's modern.
Okay, gotcha. And you, by the way, you're a huge fan of Tennessee Williams, right? Because you were in Glass Menagerie, Streetcar Named Desire, two other Tennessee Williams shows.
He's the GOAT.
But let's talk, he is the GOAT, seriously. But let's talk about this role, because Brick was one of the dream roles that you wanted to play, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, any great role, I think any actor would want to play any great role. But certainly Brick is a very challenging role because he doesn't say a lot. Certainly not in the first act. So there's a lot of internal stuff going on with him. But the physicality of the role is what makes it so difficult. You know, you're on a crutch. You've got one leg. You're supposed to be, you know, inebriated for most of the show. You're taking a lot of falls.
Yeah.
It's kind of a barbaric role. I've got a cast on my leg. I was supposed to have broken my ankle the night before. So it's the physicality that I really like about this role compared to some of the other roles that like Tom. It's not a physical role. I mean, Stanley, there's certainly physicality to him, but it's that crutch. And there's something barbaric about Brick that I really like.
Alison, you play Big Mama.
I am Big Mama.
What's so big about Big Mama?
She has a big heart. She has a big ego. She has a big husband. She helps to run a big plantation.
Yeah.
She has big money.
Okay.
And she has a big problem in the house in that she desperately loves a man who is quite difficult and living with a life-threatening disease.
Okay.
And a son who has a favorite son, my precious baby.
I'm her precious baby.
My precious
On the
baby.
stage and off.
My precious baby, as opposed to the other one.
Yeah.
That's right. And she lives, the two men in her life that are really key to her
Yeah.
are going through really life-threatening
Right.
experiences. We don't know what'll happen with your alcoholism.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got to see if the estate will let us write part 2.
Yeah, seriously. And so where are you both from originally?
I'm Jersey Shore.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm
there you
talking
go.
about here.
Wow.
Jersey in the house.
Asbury Park right now, but
Okay.
went to high school in Toms River, New Jersey.
There you go.
yes.
All right. And where are you from?
I'm from Boston,
Okay,
native Massachusetts.
So how do you, because there's accents in this show, right?
Southern, yeah.
Southern accents. How'd you kind of get the Southern twang down?
You know, I have always found that the Southern dialect is a lot easier to master than some of the other dialect. Like a Cockney accent is a
Yeah.
little more difficult to master than the Southern. But, you know, I worked with a dialect coach, you know, way back when. The show's been canceled 5 times due to COVID, you know, so
Yeah.
you worked with people in 2020 thinking the show's going to happen in 6
Right.
months, and then it gets postponed again. So I've had a lot of time to live with Brick
Yeah.
and the Mississippi accent.
Well, I'm glad that it's back and it's back on Broadway. So let's do a little bit of a lightning round. Are you guys ready for this?
Ooh,
Oh,
sounds like
cool.
a game show. Let's
Love
do it.
it.
Okay,
Yes.
roll the music. I'm
What's
just
the
kidding.
prize?
There's the prize. You know, it's these beautiful Pix 11 mugs. You get to take them home. Alison, let's begin with you. First play you were ever in, blank.
Alice in Wonderland.
Alison, how old were you?
I was 10 years old.
10 years old. Okay, first play you ever went to.
Oh, geez. I think it was Our Town.
I was in our town.
Were you?
What'd
Were
you
you the
play?
stage
Horse.
manager?
No.
Okay.
No, I played George.
I think it was
Oh,
Our Town.
lovely.
That's still a great role.
It was
That's
a great
a
role.
great
Yeah,
part.
it was a great part. A lot of memorizing, guys, so I give you credit for that.
Yeah.
First play you ever went to?
I believe it was Godspell.
Godspell. There
yeah,
you go. That's a beautiful
Godspell up
show.
in Boston.
Opening night, you always.
I pretend it's not opening night until I can have a drink after the show.
What's the drink? There we go.
I believe it's vodka.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe in honor of you,
I'm a tequila.
Did you
Tequila
opening
guy.
night? You have a
Opening night, I always wear my Michael Jordan jersey. Another GOAT.
Michael Jordan
Yeah,
jersey.
It's not LeBron James.
Before you go on
Jordan,
stage, obviously,
Jordan
right?
is the GOAT. Yeah.
And when I'm not working, I like to blank.
I like to cook. I like to cook and clean, oddly enough.
Clean?
I'm a very domestic creature.
Okay, there you go. I'm all
Yeah,
for the
I
cooking.
like it a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm a crime junkie. I like watching. I'm an ID addict. I like to watch all those shows.
There you go.
But you like to cook too.
I love to cook.
Well,
yeah.
tell us about your favorite dish.
Yeah, I make something called Parmageddon.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's my signature dish. I'll come back and I'll make it on air for everybody if they want.
Parmageddon.
So it's chicken parm topped with eggplant parm topped with shrimp parm, and I call it Parmageddon. So
Okay,
And I get it Tuesday, right?
I'm gonna make it for
Are
Alison.
you, okay. I got to tell my mother about this. That, you know, that's like the Jersey and you coming out
I'll
to
get you
add
the
all
recipe.
the parms
yeah.
on
I'll
top
get you
of
the
each
recipe.
other.
It's a Jersey thing, exactly.
I tell it
You
totally.
should put it in the playbill.
You should.
Yeah, we should eat it on stage.
So, you know, you're gonna have me back to make it. Great to see both of you. Congrats on
Come
the
to
show.
see our show.
I'll be
Yeah,
there.
thank you
know,
so
I'll
much.
be there.
Everybody come see our show.
I will be there. Okay,
Excellent.
I will be there. I'll bring my Michael Jordan jersey.
Yes.
So good luck to both of you, everybody. And performances for Cat in a Hot Tootin' Roof begin this Friday, February 24th at Manhattan's Theater at St. Clement's. Tickets available at ruthstage.org or telecharge. And a reminder, it is a strictly limited engagement, okay? Runs through March 31st. Get your ticket. It's going to be a good one.
And we're already putting it in the calendar for Parmageddon.
Farmageddon, I'm telling you. Yeah.
It's coming on the show.
Right?
That's for sure.
Right,
Thanks,
followed
Dan.
by Pepsid.